Like the blurb by Washington Post Book World says, Amelia Peabody is basically Indiana Jones, Sherlock Holmes, and Miss Marple all rolled into one. Crocodile on the Sandbank by Elizabeth Peters was a very interesting read, although I could have done with a little more Jones and a little less Marple. My absolute favorite part of this book is how often Amelia uses her sturdy, iron-handled parasol to jab at people, poke them out of her way, or as a weapon. Every time she reaches for that parasol, I picture this prim and proper-looking English marm jabbing away at people with nothing but preserved calm. This is who Amelia Peabody is to me. My only complaint is that this story moved a little slow. This could be due to the fact that I was actually expecting a murder as part of the mystery. There wasn't. Apparently, I just make an instant connection between mystery and murder. It starts off pretty quick, managing to introduce the heroine while she rescues a damsel in distress, but after this point, it begins to dilly-dally. We get a little speed around page 55, but it's lost once again to a Marple-ish pace. It introduces some important characters and provides rich and realistic descriptions of the exotic Egyptian locale, but it was just too languid for my taste. Maybe if she'd found an excuse to use that parasol, things liven up by page 80 with the appearance of... yeah, I'm not gonna tell you. I found this especially interesting because it focuses on archaeological digs, specifically that of the city of Amarna. I was recently reading up on the city of the heretic kings, so already having some background on the subject made the story that much more compelling. This book is full of rich characters, from Miss Amelia All-Purpose Parasol Peabody to the more reserved and ladylike Evelyn, and especially the boisterous and argumentative Emerson. Peters manages to embody the feisty and Victorian-era Amelia with wit and charm, and most importantly, language believable for the period. Descriptions are vivid, due to well-rounded and well-used vocabulary, though my favorite bits were the colorful and clever arguments between Amelia and Emerson. I did have an issue with some of the opinions set forth in this book, mainly the idea that God and Allah are two different names for the same being. But because it was stated as a character's opinion and not harped on too much, I'm not going to deduct anything from it. If this had been stated by the narrator or the author as fact, I would have. This is very important. Do not read the synopsis. Granted, the synopsis is there to get you interested and hyped about the story, but this one just gives away too much. It mentions things that aren't brought up until the last 50 pages. I think the expectations that this gave me for the story is part of the reason it proved too slow, because I knew what was coming, and I was waiting, and I had no idea it was actually part of the conclusion. I run into this problem a lot with books, and it's the reason why I usually don't read the whole synopsis. If the first few sentences sound interesting, that's it. I'll read it. Of course, this also gets me into trouble with my sister when she asks me to grab her something, and at the end of the synopsis that I didn't read, it turns out that it's the third book of the series, or... romance? I give this story 4 stars, and I'll pick up another when I'm hankering for an archaeological mystery with wit and ably handled parasols.